Wow, people, we're back. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins here. And you know what? It's going to be another Friday night radio show. We're live, taking your calls from around the world. Brett, shut down the hatches. There's a lot of noise coming into right outside. I don't know what that was, but we're trying to get it down right here at Third Phase, Blake Cousins. And it's Friday night. It's probably about 12:05 New York time right there in the morning. In Los Angeles. It's about to get exciting over there in Los Angeles. Oh, welcome back, world. We want to share your stories in regards to the UFO phenomenon, and I want to say hi to you, Joe Widener. I appreciate everybody in Flash Chat that's joining us tonight, and there's a lot of callers. A lot of people want to share their stories. So what we're looking for is out of this world, incredible encounters with your eyes or your bodies. If you've been taken aboard, if you've been invited aboard an alien spacecraft, we'd like to hear those kind of stories. We want to hear from insiders, whistleblowers as well. Did you hear what Snowden just said? Snowden says that HAARP is out there to assassinate our minds, to control our, basic way of thought. Is it going to be a good day or is it going to be a bad day? Well, basically, this HAARP thing is trying to suppress enlightenment and trying to think out of the box, because that's what you need to do when you're listening to Third Phase of Moon. Think out of the box, have an open mind, because what you're about to hear kind of gets crazy, but it's reality, people. It's happening right now. So let's bring in the callers. Let's bring them in right now, and let's get to the first. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for waiting. 909, you're live. Third Phase of Moon, we're live.
Yeah, my name is Tracy Bacani 2.
Hey, Tracy.
I just uploaded a video. Already got 11 on one and 9 on the other. Now they're diamond-shaped UFOs. I caught it today.
Wow, that's excellent. So how large were these diamond-shaped UFOs? Was it broad daylight? It sounds like it.
Yeah,
how close were they to you?
They were close, by the trees. If you look at the video,
what did you look
you'll
up?
see it.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you look at the video, you can see it.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy, B
yep.
as a boy, ACANI 2.
Tracy Bacani 2. Everybody look that up, Third Phase of Moon. Right now, see if you see these diamond-shaped UFOs, because if it's something good, I want to share it to Third Phase. Flip it for you. Welcome to the show. We had another caller in that I just wanted to give a quick shout-out to, but I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. Maybe I will. Keep that chat rolling. Let's bring in more callers, and let's see if Tracy has some interesting video that we might want to share on Third Phase of Moon. Okay, we got some people that are lining up. Let's get to it. Thanks for calling in. You're live, Third Phase of Moon, 727. You're live.
Hey, Blake, this is Nelson. I'm calling from Pinellas Park, Florida over here.
Nelson, hey, thanks a lot. It's what, 12 in the morning, a little bit past 12 in the morning there, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm just getting out of work. So, Blake, I just got to tell you, there's been a lot of activity where I live. I live in Pinellas County. And
okay.
in Pinellas County, almost on a nightly basis now, I've been seeing military attack helicopters. Now, we got MacDill on Tampa, and then we got the Coast Guard right here at St. Petersburg Airport. So, they have, normal stuff. But the past couple of nights, it's been a huge, amplification of military activity, man. Like, on the streets, I could see the trucks transporting military weapons, like gear.
Okay.
I mean, at least I don't know if there's weapons, of course. But the only thing that I'm saying is, because the place that we are, Florida in general, people don't really realize this, but it's one of the biggest tactical positions for the United States. Because we're peninsula, we're hanging right out there. So if anything is going in and out, of the country, Florida is like the gate to it. So now, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that it's something unusual, but you can tell there's a huge number of military. There's a big military presence now in this county, and there's never been this much presence within the past. I've lived here for 20. I'm only 26, but I've lived here most of my life, and just within the last 2 or 3 months, the military has a huge foot in our county.
Okay, so so what do you think's going on? Do you think this is building up for some kind of war, some kind of military major event?
Oh yeah, definitely. Blake, I love your show. I'm all about it. And to be honest, man, it's all there. Everything's written on the wall. I feel like everyone who doesn't say it's going on is a lie. Like just how you mentioned with Snowden claiming that they're trying to pollute our minds. It's that Egyptian idolization which is spreading across our country that they want us to honor. Like they want us to always be on our knees and someone's going to be in front of us, in charge of us. And that's what they're working towards. And you can tell every day, like when you live your life and you wonder, why are things like this? Why do we need to live like this? Why couldn't I just go out to the countryside and build a farm and live off the land like a real human being, the way that this earth was designed?
Yeah, maybe we're going to get back to that, the old school, back into the 1880s, maybe even before that, where, we're going to go back to those days. Little House on the Prairie, people, maybe. But, I like this internet stuff. I like what we're doing now because we wouldn't be able to share our UFO footage as fast as we do on Third Phase. But let's maybe if we – okay, a little bit of back sound there. But, man, if we could all get together and find out that we're not alone and we get to that point where everything's all taken out, then – hey, I'll live with that. We'll go back to Little House on the Prairie. But we got some breaking news now. We got some breaking news coming in. Lake Erie. Lake Erie is happening. There's some evidence of possibly – everybody stand by because what we might be getting coming in from our Gmail, we got this coming in from chat. He says he doesn't want his identity revealed, but he says he has something that is going to pretty much – let's see, what's he saying? Okay, let's just go to break. We'll be back. I got to look at this stuff. Everybody stand by. Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins. Okay. Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins back. Shout out to Niles, Michigan. Brad Beadle, thanks for coming in and joining us tonight live, Third Phase of Moon Radio. If you've seen a UFO, you want to share it, hey, man, feel free to call in. And we got people all over the world tuning in. Also, flip it for you. Got to thank you. Got to thank the Spartan Dude, H.E. Webb, Grand Fall Fred, and Dallas Waiver Wire. All you guys, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us because you're part of disclosure. You're part of it. The world is. But when you're joining in and you're hearing it just as I am. So let's get to it. Let's hear something else. Breaking news is still standing by on my – let's see. Is it in yet? Not in. I'm not getting that breaking news from Lake Erie. So whoever that person was that says they're going to do it, get to it. Get to it now because this is live. We want to see it. 484 while we wait for that. Welcome to the show. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Oh, my name's Stone. I'm from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Stone. Welcome to the show. It's a cool name, man.
Oh, thank you, dude. I've been watching your stuff on YouTube forever and ever, man. My friends used to call me crazy. It was about 3 years ago, outside of my house, and my goodness, I saw this light. It looked like a star, and it would shine super bright, and it would fly away. It would get real dim, and my goodness, my friends thought I was crazy. And then two of my buddies, John and Alex, they saw it too. And this was 3 years ago, and this would continue about 5 times that week. And then just the other weekend, I was out. I'm an entrepreneur online, and we were at the top of this parking garage doing a photo shoot. And we saw this, there are the contrails in the sky, and there was this one real bright light. It was about twilight, about 6 p.m. out here a couple weeks ago, and saw a light, and then would get dim. And I was like, oh my gosh, we just saw another, star craft, whatever, and these guys kept showing up for about 2 hours straight. And I tried to do a Facebook live stream so everyone else could see it, but the quality wasn't so good. But my goodness, I've had contact for about 2 years now. Beautiful.
Wow, that's great. So you were out there on a photo shoot exclusively looking for UFO activity?
No, it wasn't even exclusive for that. We were doing it for our just for my buddy's marketing firm called iComeUp. But my goodness, I've always been into it. I've seen so many YouTube videos. I used to be a massive conspiracy theorist, and oh man, it was just beautiful finally seeing it from my own eyes. And they're out there. They really are.
So what did you hear about this Snowden breaking news that just came out as of yesterday that it's possible that this HAARP program is out to hit and go after targeted individuals and basically mass general public? And so, it's pretty.
No, I haven't.
He had to basically live in some kind of cage to block some of these things that were coming in before he got to Russia, or he might have these cages around him, some kind of interference to block this HAARP transmission.
Oh, my Lord. How could they target certain people? Is it like certain, I know everything's all energy, everything's all vibration, frequency, but how? That's wild, man. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it is wild, and he basically confirmed it. We had a lot of information on it. We're going to get the link on that to the source. But, I when Snowden talks, people listen. And in this case, if this is true, and if this is true about what he says about HAARP, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe at all.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's the intention behind that, though? I mean, it's something, it's, everybody's, you see something, it's up to your own persona to interpret what it means. What do you think the end game is?
Well, the end game is we probably won't know what the end game is because that's what this machine will do. It pretty much puts us in a state of thought where we have no desire to dream of ambition or even try and figure things out. We're good as status quo is. It's basically dumb down the people. Dumb down.
Yeah.
Through some kind of top secret technology that we're not even aware of. But Snowden says it's there, and that was breaking news yesterday. So, wow.
Oh, my Lord.
Yep, keep the fingers crossed that these guys know what to do with this, and they're not going to abuse it. But, that's not going to do us much good, is it?
No, guys, I got a photo of one of the crafts I saw it that night, and I have a little video. If you give me my email, I could send it over. I mean, it's nothing like you guys are showing on your YouTube feeds or anything, but it's a little star in the sky, and I have one where it showed up and then it went away. It's beautiful because I'm one of the many people out here who have seen these craft and can testify that they're really there, whether it is some holographic projection, human-made, or whether it's something else from another dimension, another star system. Who knows? It's so hard to know.
It is, and that's what we're all trying to find out, and that's what Third Phase of Moon's all about: bringing the whole community together and letting people share their stories.
Job. Every night I check up on what you guys are doing, and I look forward to everything you post. You guys are doing a beautiful job with your branding, with everything. It's phenomenal, really.
Yep. Hey, man, we never even knew that it would become what it is. It's just we knew there were people out there that wanted to share, and when you let the lines open and people know that there's a place to talk, wow, things happen, man. Hey, appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it a lot.
Oh, of course. I'm going to try and call in more often. Thank you guys so much. I watch you guys every night.
Thank you. And keep your eyes on the skies, sir. And you know what? We're still standing by for that breaking news. We had some chatter that he's working on it. And the chatter is that there's a lot of typing going on, a lot of information, but basically it's involving some kind of UFO crash in Lake Erie. Did you hear that? And he says that he's got the proof. And these photographs or whatever evidence he has is going to be extraordinary. Along those lines, that's where I'm getting it. So now we're going to get to more callers. We haven't heard from Chalice in a while, and I see that Chalice is in on the phone lines. So I'm glad that she's in. We want to bring her on because people have been asking, where's Chalice? Where's F1? To be frank, F1. People have been asking about you. Where is he? So we're going to get to Chalice. So gear up, everybody, for that as well. If you have any questions in regards to the Area 51 phenomena. And look, we got F1 too. That's a good thing. Maybe they got something to share. Things get quite interesting when these two guys are on. Before we do that, you know what? Let's get to one more caller. And maybe when this breaking news evidence from Lake Erie comes in, I want to see that too. That's got to be something worth waiting for, I hope. I hope 713 gets to share a great story. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome.
Hello. This is Robert. I have a story true story that occurred in 1988. Me and a buddy of mine, we're avid hikers and go out and about on different hikes in different parts of the country and the world. But we were heading towards Big Bend National Park in West Texas.
Okay.
And so anyways, we were heading over there. As we were approaching that national park, it's one of the most remote areas of the country. Actually, it's beautiful out there. But they have some they have some mountains and of course right there desert as well. But we were in the desert level, and that must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning. We're just about to arrive to the park, maybe about an hour from that. And so I was in my in our pickup truck, and in the back we had full camping gear, but he was sitting next to me there in the cabin, and we must have been going 80 miles an hour. I mean, there was nothing on the road but us and just what we could see from my headlights. So anyways, traveling there, all of a sudden, we saw some flashes. We didn't realize what it could be, but just didn't. It happened so quick. But the thing that occurred was as we were, flying through at 80 miles an hour, all of a sudden we saw something on our right-hand side, and it almost looked like a deer, towards the side to the right, like a face of a deer, but it wasn't a deer. It was really more triangular than anything else, and there's no deer in the. And it happened so quick, but we saw it. Me and him saw it, and when we come back to really talk about it after, it didn't look like a deer. Okay, it had these big eyes, and it certainly didn't fit bill for as a deer. First, what we were trying to rationalize.
Yeah,
we think we saw something that was out of this world because there's nothing there that's natural to that environment except, I mean, who knows? It just seemed like we probably saw, could have been a gray or it could have been something so weird that we we saw it, but we just didn't want to admit seeing it, right?
Let me ask you this, Robert. What kind of, because I want to tell you, let me tell you, here's my story. Palolo Valley, Oahu, 1975, approximately 76. My twin brother were hiking in this valley, Palolo Valley, uncharted territory, deep, real deep, and in the jungles. And next thing you know, we see these things up in the tree with huge eyes, and they're looking at us, and they're blinking, and we're like, what could those possibly be? We have no idea. Hawaii is pretty isolated. We don't have many animals that we're unaware of. And these things had the biggest eyes, size of monkeys. And there's no monkeys in Hawaii. Anyway, it's a big mystery, big mystery. And then it turns out we went back home. Told our parents nobody knows what's going down. 40 years later, the mystery was solved. Apparently, Alaskan wallabies in 1909 were that came in on a ship and they went lost somewhere. And then there's a little family of Alaskan wallabies up in Palolo Valley. Mystery solved 40 years later. But in this case, what else could have been? It wasn't a deer. What else lives in that area that could have even resembled what you saw with these big black eyes?
Right. And it seemed like it was like a standing deer or like an elk. I mean, that's how high it was it wasn't something like we thought, okay, could it be a coyote? Hell no, it wasn't a coyote because it's a smaller dog. This thing stood upright, and it, when we come back to think about it, we didn't see that it had 4 legs. It seemed like eventually it had 2 between me and him analyzing that shot that we both saw in the headlines. But anyways, that was pretty unique. I've never we could never figure out what we saw, but I know it wasn't anything natural from in the desert that's usually there. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you.
Well, that's if you don't know what it is, that's what it's all about. And it sounds quite interesting. And if you're thinking it's extraterrestrial and you don't think it's a deer, who knows, man? Maybe you saw something that was. And thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing, and I'm hoping to hear some of that breaking news. Sounds very interesting.
Absolutely.
Have a good weekend.
You do the same. You do the same. I'm having a great weekend, and things are going good over here. Our grandfather's in town. It's pretty great. He's visiting from Los Angeles. He's 84 years old and originally from Cuba. And guess what? He doesn't really like what's going on over there at this moment. But, hey, I don't blame him when somebody takes your home and you don't get to get it back. And some guy in charge just took it from you. Well, that's not fair. And thanks, Grandpa, for being here. Anyway, back to Third Phase of Moon Radio. Let's see what's going on. ID not approved. Let's get that video. Let's get it. Thank you. I want to get this breaking news up there. We're going to go to another caller as we do, and then we're going to get to F1 and Chalice. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, everybody. We got a caller. 606, you're live. Third Phase of Moon. You got a UFO sighting? You want to report something?
I actually have something to share with you and the fans. I believe I've put together the mystery of the Bentwaters case, and I know it's an old case and everybody's heard it. We're sick of hearing it. But the sergeant.
Hold on. What did he just say? Did I just think what I thought I heard? The McPherson tapes? Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the Bentwaters case. And anyway, what I put together what he actually found in the forest. Are you familiar with the Dr. Jonathan Reed video?
Absolutely, Dr. Jonathan Reed saw an alien. Yep, Reed. His dog died. He got in a fight with one. He brought the alien back home with him. Yep, all that. Yep.
Okay. Did you see the video where it showed that black floating
the obelisk, some kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you'll listen, I was listening on Coast to Coast about 2 nights ago, and they had Jim Peniston on there. He's the one that was in the military in 1980 in Bentwaters. He's one of the first of the first 3 that went out and actually saw the craft the night before. I guess the chief went out there the second night. But on the first night, they actually saw the craft. He was describing it, and he's describing the same craft that's in the Dr. Jonathan Reed video, just to the T, exactly. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It is. Jonathan Reed, man, I can't say much about him. Did you see when he, I would like him to come on the show. I've actually reached out to him. Did you see that video broadcast where he was in Canada broadcasting live, and then all of a sudden he transported and disappeared and then reappeared before the audience? Did you see that video?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I saw that, yeah. I was a little bit skeptical, to be honest.
Don't be.
I don't know.
Don't be. You never know,
I would
man.
like to have been there. No, I mean.
That's right.
I mean, you know, if I had to bet on it, I would say it's real. I mean, really. I mean, I believe his story completely, and I don't believe any of the video is fake.
Well, I know I've spoken to people. He's been on what was this TV show, Fact or Faked, Fiction, and they pretty much, it seemed like he was kind of a big setup. Just because they could replicate what that alien looked like doesn't mean that wasn't an alien he had in the beginning. You know, these guys are big Hollywood dudes. You know, it to me, and let me tell you, I have insight on that. To me, it's a big setup. You know, but you never know. Let's reach out to him. Tell him to come on Third Phase of Moon. Do some work for me, man.
I would like for him to. Maybe. I know he's in Canada. Ever since he said he got a murder attempt on him in America, and he said he's not going to be back in the USA, he's moved to Canada. Last I heard.
We got the phone line. Tell him, reach out to him, do whatever you want to do, but just tell him you work with Third Phase and we want him on the show. And we're not out to get him. We're not out to get him. We're fair. We just want to hear his side.
Yeah, I completely believe the video. I mean, I don't believe he faked any of that. So, you know. Okay. But I was just tying the two of those together, and I thought it was kind of interesting.
Well, if we could get in touch with Jonathan Reed, that'd be a good start. Appreciate the call in. Okay. Now let's bring in Chalice. And you know what? We got a couple minutes left. We got to before we could get to these guys. And they say that breaking news video is about at 5 or 6%, I'm hoping. So this is Third Phase of Moon. Things are about to get quite wild and exciting and informative. The alien enigma is not a mystery. It is a reality, people. Blake Cousins, stand by. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins. We're here, and it's live. It's live, and it is real, people. And the information that comes in is hard saying. So let's see. Chalice isn't here. Maybe we're going to get Chalice back on. But let's bring in F1. F1's been holding on, and he's back. He's back on Third Phase of Moon. Welcome back to the show, F1. It's been a while. I know. Last episode we had to pull it. It just had to be pulled. I just wanted to get to the breaking news as of what's been going on, and I know you want to get talking to Chalice. But what do you think about the Snowden thing, F1? Does it surprise you at all?
Hey, how you guys doing? No, it doesn't at all. It's the crazier it sounds, the more possibility that it's real. Because I appreciate everyone calling in the show. The reason that about 3 weeks ago that I got a little bit fed up is because there's a lot of good information coming in, and with the show being once a week, we need to get the real deal taken care of. So
I got you.
If for anyone out there that knows me and likes hearing from me, I am who I am. If it smells like fish, it's fish. And there's a lot of good people that are calling in with really, really good info that is helping to expand and pull together the puzzle that everyone in the government doesn't want us to put together. Real quickly, the dude in the desert that saw whatever, he said he had a triangular head. You actually just helped solve the whole mystery, in my opinion. A lot of people that have pets, especially in Texas, that might not be legal or sanctioned by the county or the state or the federal government, release them in the desert. What I think that he might have saw was a kangaroo. Kangaroos have triangular faces and stand tall.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, go for it.
You know what I mean? That's just, sure, it might not be natural to the desert, but for example, when people want to get rid of a dog, unfortunately, some people that don't feel like it's their responsibility, where do they take them? The mountains or the desert? Same thing with animals like kangaroos, wallabies, things of this nature. And so he might have saw a kangaroo, just a suggestion. The reason why I haven't been calling too much is because what Snowden says is absolutely true. Like, it also sheds a lot of light at the same time when I started having weird physical problems for no reason because I eat vitamins, I surf, I golf, play basketball with my son. It was after, I got maybe it was a lot more than a finger from the Black Hawk that came right over my house and hovered right over me at about 100 feet above my house, which is crazy considering how close he was to the telephone pole. And maybe when he pointed that finger and said, kind of gotcha, it's because of this type of, I've heard of it a lot, that they have the ability to not only slow you down, but physically alter your function as a human being. And you could probably hear it in my voice. I mean, I'm in recovery, bro. It's crazy. It's just
that's
crazy.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, you do sound a little different, and these. I think they've mastered it with this HAARP. Apparently, as according to Edward Snowden, they mastered this. They've worked on this back with Waco, Texas, and hitting that Branch Davidian compound. The FBI with a bunch of sounds and rock and roll music played backwards and Sinatra music. These boots are made for walking, played backwards, and then there's some kind of subliminal message. They're just trying to get to you. But now this is way beyond those little kiddie games. This isn't childish. This is serious.
They have so much control over the public. Like it's kind of like, not to get off track, but if you listen to the presidential candidate debates, and they're talking about Sandy Hook between Hillary and Bernie, and they're taking it so seriously. Are you kidding? If you look at what really happened at Sandy Hook, there were outside forces involved in that. And if they're not willing to come clean and they're playing dumb to the public, you could just imagine the incredible secrets that they keep. How come nobody is allowed to ask them about, well, what about the plugs, and what about the fact that the plane didn't fit in, and what about the ID of the stewardess that was found in perfect tact? All these things about 9/11, the cut beams, the fireman, hearing explosions before the planes even supposedly got there. The morphing that we know exists with planes. It's weird. They call us sheeple. The government calls us sheeple. So what's really bitching about this show is that the more it gets out there and the more contact that the good stories that come out, people get a little bit more comfortable. And for everybody out there that thinks that they're going to be ridiculed by your friends, there's a way to find people that are true believers. Just don't put it out in their face. Just say, just kind of tone it down a little bit and said, well, I've seen some weird things, and I've seen some weird things on TV or the internet. Maybe what do you think about it? And that'll help expand rather than make you get ostracized and criticized by your neighbors or your peers. Believe me, you must say and you must get validation for what you see, but you can't go into it like, hi, how are you? You really got to go into it almost kind of covertly until you're sure that the party that you're talking to is right on board with you. And through this channel and the Cousins Brothers, everyone has a chance to say and have some sort of outlet so that you don't feel alone and you don't go crazy. It's real. It's been very real for very, very many years. The government does an incredible job of covering it up through networks and publications and not airing what you might have seen and wondering why it's not on the air. But always have faith in this channel, because I'm here to tell you that most of the people that call in here, it took a lot of balls to call in. And they're doing it because they want help, and you're not alone.
They really are. They really are, F1, and it does take a lot of courage. As F1 said, lots of balls, because, dealing with this subject matter and the criticism one gets if they speak about this with friends or family, it could be devastating, and people need to share it. They need to get it out. F1, stand by. We're going to get to another caller. Maybe we could start asking some questions, because I know you've been in close encounters, F1. Oh, so let's get to it. Let's bring in area code 424. Hello? We got an echo coming on 424. Get that fixed up. I don't see Chalice. Chalice is offline. And we're still getting to that breaking news. Let's see. How's it? Okay, we got it. We got it in. Let me just ask the question to the person. ID not approved. May I share the testimony you just shared with me? I won't reveal your identity. Let me know. Let me know. May I? Okay. Share it. He says share it all, man. He says this. Listen, Blake. I'm going to start by saying I'm not a UFO watcher. I don't believe in them. I'm not an idiot. I'm sure if we're here, they're everywhere. We have only been here a short time with intelligence, at least as to be others that have been around longer. So here's the deal. I smoke. My wife smokes. We have a daughter, so we smoke outside. I sit on my porch. Today I'm looking on my phone. I was playing words with friends, Yahtzee. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what he's got here. What am I looking at? We're going to pull up the photograph. So far, I see something. I see something on the coast, and it looks like some kind of Coast Guard activity. Do we see some kind of crash? Let's bring up there's some kind of craft, and there's a Coast Guard helicopter, and then there's something on the ocean. And the next photograph, it's gone, and then there's a Coast Guard helicopter there. I guess that's what I'm seeing there. I'm not exactly sure what's going down with that. He says it all happened within an hour. Let's get some more details here. We're going to get some more details. He says they're fighter jets. Then a huge black helicopter with no writing. One flies by low. I did get a pic. It was black and landing gear. It didn't react, big ass wheels under it. Okay, so what happened? I saw a bright light in the sky, brighter than a star, but it was moving. Then it faded to nothing. I guess we're going to get the video. We haven't got the video yet. Let's see the video. Let's get to area code 585. Let's get to another caller.
Blake, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man.
Jose
I'm doing
again.
Good. Jose, man. Where are you calling from again, Jose?
Rochester, New York.
Man, you guys stay up late over there on the East Coast. That's amazing. Thanks for staying up. Okay, what's going on, Jose?
Watching myself. Not much. Hey, man, it's crazy because I was just thinking about Chalice, man, and I just wanted to, shoot it out there, a comment, because I know she said she knew Bob Lazar. I just wanted to ask her whenever, she does appear in your show again, did Bob Lazar say everything he was going to say, or there's more to his story that is not known to the public yet?
That's a good question. Chalice, where are you, Chalice? What happened? You called in and then you dropped out. Let's see. We got a caller calling in on the phone. And this is, hold on. This guy's, is this Moreno? Moreno? Hello?
Yes, Blake. Is this Blake?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Is your show going on now?
My show's going on live right now. You're calling me on my home line, but we're live right now. You want to call in on the radio show? You want to get in?
Yes.
Do you need the number, or do you have it?
I think I have it. Is this a Third Phase radio show?
Yes, it is.
All right. Let me call you back on that one.
Okay, it's 347-934-0378. And then what area code should I look for?
424.
Got it. Call us. Talk to you in a bit. Bye. Okay. You know who that is, F1?
No, but Rod, the one thing about New York people, they tell it like it is, because I'm from New York. One thing I want to say is I sure wish that people would go to YouTube and check out what happened in Garden Grove, California, when I was playing cards and I saw the crash, and finally all of my friends that I golf with said, no, I saw it too, finally, rather than calling me names and thinking I'm some idiot, even though I take their money every Friday night. This thing, if you go to YouTube and look up police escort with UFO in Garden Grove, California, I want everybody to do that and maybe chime in before the end of the show, which will show you undoubtedly that UFOs are real. This is the most raw footage. It's extensive. It's because a crippled veteran had the balls. He doesn't care. He went through the police blockade and saw the UFO being transported down Harbor Boulevard in Garden Grove, and sheriffs with their masks on in the same trucks that you see in a lot of videos transporting UFOs through places in the middle of the night are transporting this UFO. Another UFO comes to try to help it, and you should see the video. You need to go to Garden Grove video. It happened February 10th, February 11th.
Yep, I saw it, and the guy's chasing it down and saying, do you see what I'm seeing?
That's
and
right.
He's in a hot rod. Got it. Okay, we got it. Everybody take a look at that video. That video has been around for years. And when I'm looking at it, I'm kind of having a hard time understanding what I'm looking at. And I'll take a closer look. But you know what I want to do? I think we have them here. Let's see. Is this Moreno?
Yes.
Moreno, welcome to the show. We got you. You called the landline. It's been a couple years, I think, since you've been live with us, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I just
Let me.
Obviously, I have you on Facebook here, and I get all your videos that come in from people from all over the world, and it's amazing. But listen, any questions you want to ask, let's talk. I'll reveal a lot of information.
Well, this is true. This is interesting that we're at the end of the show, but we've got a few minutes, and this is a big one because Moreno claims that he is in charge of Majestic 12. He's the guy. And if you have any questions in regards to Majestic 12, anything about UFOs, Area 51, he says he knows it. And if we could invite him, I know he sent me paperwork saying that he's been pardoned by Bush and Clinton, if I'm not mistaken, in regards to national security. Am I right on this?
No, you're off course here a little bit. But listen, I don't want to deviate with pointing fingers or being linked or tied to anything specifically here. I'm here to answer all your questions that you want to know about UFOs. I've been filtering this information out for 42 years now at the highest level of secrecy. And
let's ask you this.
All I'm doing is getting UFOs sightings all over the world when I know that they've been here for over 10,000 years. So let's ask some questions in relation to who UFOs are, what are they doing here, what and stuff like that.
Okay, let me ask you this.
What's going on?
Can I ask you this? Let me ask you: are UFOs at Area 51? Have they been? Have you seen them there? There's 3.
Listen. I've had a lot of UFOs crash on Earth and all over this country here constantly. So it's been an ongoing thing here on Earth for a long time now. Of course, we were able to retrieve a lot of UFOs, and actually the stockpile was so phenomenal that there's nowhere to storage them. But yes, we have communication with them. Yes.
Okay. I know. Have you been? I guess you're in charge of Area 51, right? Or you've been there? They're there.
Well, let's leave Area 51 out of the equation. Area 51 is where we do a lot of technology. We do a lot of technology all over our country here, but we're not going to point certain specific places about UFOs here. I'm here to tell you all about UFOs and what you want to know about them. All right.
Okay.
I see all
How about this?
From all over the world here, people coming into your show and they're showing you these videos and everything like that. What is it that you people want to know?
I want to know how they fly. How do they fly?
Okay. Don't you want to know who they are, where they're from, what are they doing here, how long they've been here, or what our involvement with them is?
I want their toys. I want their technology. I want to enjoy the same thing that they're enjoying, free technology. That's first thing. Then we could wonder about why they're here.
You have optic fiber, laser, microchip, and night vision. Did you hear me?
You're breaking up.
I have alien technology in the palm of my hand. Now, how long do you think it would take a scientist to back engineer a pencil head, racer head of alien technology to figure out its purpose and what it does? It would probably take a scientist on the average 30, 40 years of his life to minutely begin to back engineer alien technology. But we've had it, and here's the thing: aliens, UFOs, we call them extraterrestrial biological entities. They have been on this planet for over 10,000 years. They have been mingling with humans and breeding with humans for over 10,000 years on this planet here. All we are is descendants of them. We have in our genetic code alien codes that leave their imprint of what breed of species been breeding with humans for over 10,000 years on this planet here. These stories about religions.
This is cool stuff.
But stories about UFOs.
I have a question.
Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, this is the information that you're saying makes a lot of sense. And through what we've seen with these ancient ruins, Egypt, Machu Picchu, these ancient ruins that seem like they must have been designed by extraterrestrials. But we all know this. We know this. What's this alien technology that you have in your hand right now? Can you share? What is this? Some sort of device?
What do you mean device? Listen, when we made contact with them and we realized what was going on here, we didn't have the technology to defend ourselves. We didn't know if they were hostile or friendly. And so it was decided that instead of, since we don't have any defense system, we'll join them, and in exchange for technology, we would suppress abductions on humans, which was, after me reviewing the files and everything, I thought it would be ridiculous to even conceive ever thinking that you would keep track of alien abductions to begin with. But in exchange for technology, instead of fighting them, why not join them? Why not learn about them and everything like this? It took us a while to understand what kind of creatures we were dealing with here. And there were a lot of them that were hostile, and they're very dangerous. And they violate our airspace and humans, and they think that they have the right to do whatever they want to our bodies without us having any say-so in this matter. It's not nice. There's not nice things I could say about the current situation with extraterrestrials other than the Pleiadians and the Venusarians and the Antarians. We have a lot of friendly species that look similar in humans that do visit the planet, but this has been an ongoing thing on this planet for over 10,000 years. Who do you think built these civilizations? When I asked archaeologists, did you find any tools that made these 300,000-ton rocks that were cut perfectly, precisely cut?
Sure. This is more rehash. We could watch this on Ancient Aliens. No disrespect. This is all good information, but I want to get new information. So that's why you're calling in. We don't need a history lesson. I'm on with you on this stuff. But what I really want to know is something
My problem is right now is I could show you flying saucers in UFO as an alien body.
Yes.
Well, then what?
Then what? Okay.
Yes,
all right, everybody. Okay, hold on a sec. Everybody chime in. Then what? Then what do we do? Do we want this? Yes or no? Please, everybody say yes or no. And then, okay, one yes, one no. So far, we don't want. Some people are saying next caller. No. So, okay, that was the consensus. Because, yes. Okay, the consensus is yes. Why don't you give it up? Because I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen is that the world would unite pretty quickly if we get to see your UFO. I want to get into it. I want to fly in it. I'll take the risk. Let's get it on.
That's
Share
the
it to
point.
me. So, no, the point is, you said you can. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Now, let's get to the root of the problem there. The root of the problem there is I got species breeding with humans, and they control them. They mind control them, and they're very capable of manipulating. So whoever created this program of reality that we're living in was nothing but alien technology. I'm sorry, but I got to deviate from.
I'm sorry. Because you know what? It's the end of the show, people. And we're going to be back next week. So don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. Lots of incredible information coming in. I got to thank everybody that chimed in tonight. We got all kinds of people. James Bunch, Haley, Joe, Robert, Spartan. We got the Boog, Dallas, Wavewire, Kelly Dance, Mike G, Nanelli, Pink, Torsi. Anyway, Blake Cousins, everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. We'll see everybody again next week. Same time, everybody. And have those cameras ready. We're here. people? We're back. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins here. And you know what? It's going to be another Friday night radio show. We're live, taking your calls from around the world. Brett, shut down the hatches. There's a lot of noise coming into right outside. I don't know what that was, but we're trying to get it down right here at Third Phase, Blake Cousins. And it's Friday night. It's probably about 12:05 New York time right there in the morning in Los Angeles. It's about to get exciting over there in Los Angeles. Oh, welcome back, world. We want to share your stories in regards to the UFO phenomenon. And I want to say hi to you, Joe Widener. I appreciate everybody in Flash Chat that's joining us tonight. And there's a lot of callers. A lot of people want to share their stories. So what we're looking for is out of this world, incredible encounters with your eyes or your bodies. If you've been taken aboard, if you've been invited aboard an alien spacecraft, we'd like to hear those kind of stories. We want to hear from insiders, whistleblowers as well. Did you hear what Snowden just said? Snowden says that HAARP is out there to assassinate our minds, to control our, basic way of thought. Is it going to be a good day or is it going to be a bad day? Well, basically, this HAARP thing is trying to suppress enlightenment and trying to think out of the box, because that's what you need to do when you're listening to Third Phase of Moon. Think out of the box, have an open mind, because what you're about to hear kind of gets crazy, but it's reality, people. It's happening right now. So let's bring in the callers. Let's bring them in right now, and let's get to the first. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for waiting. 909, you're live. Third Phase of Moon, we're live.
Yeah, my name is Tracy Bacani, too.
Hey, Tracy.
They're trying to pollute our minds. It's that Egyptian idolization which is spreading across our country that they want us to honor. Like, they want us to always be on our knees and someone's going to be in front of us, in charge of us. And that's what they're working towards. And you can tell every day, like, when you live your life and you wonder, why are things like this? Why do we need to live like this? Why couldn't I just go out to the countryside and build a farm and live off the land like a real human being, the way that this earth was designed?
Yeah, maybe we're going to get back to that, the old school, back into the 1880s, maybe even before that, where, we're going to go back to those days. Little House on the Prairie, people, maybe. But, I like this internet stuff. I like what we're doing now, because we wouldn't be able to share our UFO footage as fast as we do on Third Phase. But let's maybe if we – okay, a little bit of back sound there. But, man, if we could all get together and find out that we're not alone and we get to that point where everything's all taken out, then, hey, I'll live with that. We'll go back to Little House on the Prairie. But we got some breaking news now. We got some breaking news coming in. Lake Erie. Lake Erie is happening. There's some evidence of possibly – everybody stand by, because what we might be getting coming in from our Gmail, we got this coming in from chat. He says he doesn't want his identity revealed, but he says he has something that is going to pretty much, let's see, what's he saying? Okay, let's just go to break. We'll be back. I got to look at this stuff. Everybody stand by. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins.
Now we got MacDill on Tampa, and then we got the Coast Guard right here at St. Petersburg Airport. So they have normal stuff, but the past couple of nights it's been a huge amplification of military activity, man. Like, on the streets, I could see the trucks transporting military weapons, like gear.
Okay.
I mean, at least I don't know if there's weapons, of course. But the only thing that I'm saying is, because the place that we are, well, Florida in general, people don't really realize this, but it's one of the biggest tactical positions for the United States, because we're a peninsula. We're hanging right out there. So if anything is going in and out, of the country, Florida is like the gate to it. So now, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that it's something unusual, but you can tell there's a huge number of military there's a big military presence now in this county, and there's never been this much presence within the past. I've lived here for 20. I'm only 26, but I've lived here most of my life, and just within the last 2 or 3 months, the military has a huge foot in our county.
Okay, so so what do you think's going on? Do you think this is building up for some kind of war, some kind of military major event?
Oh yeah, definitely. Blake, I love your show. I'm all about it. And to be honest, man, it's all there. Everything's written on the wall. I feel like everyone who is who doesn't say it's going on is a lie. Like just how you mentioned with Snowden claiming that, you know.
I just uploaded a video. Already got 11 on one and 9 on the other. Now they're diamond-shaped UFOs. I caught it today.
Wow, that's excellent. So how large were these diamond-shaped UFOs? Was it broad daylight? It sounds like it.
Yeah,
how close were they to you?
They were close, by the trees. If you look at the video,
what did you look
you'll
up?
see it.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you look at the video, you can see it.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy. B as a boy. ACANI 2.
Tracy Bacani 2. Everybody look that up. Third Phase of Moon. Right now, see if you see these diamond-shaped UFOs, because if it's something good, I want to share it to Third Phase. Flip it for you. Welcome to the show. We had another caller in that I just wanted to give a quick shout-out to, but I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. Maybe I will. Keep that chat rolling. Let's bring in more callers, and let's see if Tracy has some interesting video that we might want to share on Third Phase of Moon. Okay, we got some people that are lining up. Let's get to it. Thanks for calling in. You're live, Third Phase of Moon, 727. You're live.
Hey, Blake, this is Nelson. I'm calling from Pinellas Park, Florida over here.
Nelson, hey, thanks a lot. It's what, 12 in the morning, a little bit past 12 in the morning there, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm just getting out of work. So, Blake, I just got to tell you, there's been a lot of activity where I live. I live in Pinellas County. And in Pinellas County, almost on a nightly basis now, I've been seeing military attack helicopters.